Good morning, everybody. I welcome you all to session 1 of day 4 of AICT ATAL sponsored online 5 days faculty development program on role of blockchain technology in India and insight into public sector. Let us begin our session by introducing our eminent speaker, Anena Alexander ma'am. Anena and Alexander ma'am. Actually, she is the community lead at the Nano Foundation. She believes in the power of community and is passionate about enabling people around the world to contribute to a cause that matters to them. She is an expert in helping organizations design for participation so that they can work effectively with enthusiastic supporters, contributors, and volunteers to advance their mission. Prior to this role, she was the assistant professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, St. Kitts Group of Institutions. She has been in academia for the past 5 years and has mentored undergraduate and postgraduate students where we are focusing on leveraging distributed ledger technology for a greater social impact. And also she worked on identifying use cases and opportunities to deliver profound and positive social impact by unlocking blockchain's transformative potential. She is also pursuing her PhD in cloud. Now I hand over the session to Anena ma'am. I welcome you, ma'am.
Hey, thank you for having me. And yeah, so glad to be here.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. So today we are going to explore basically what cryptocurrencies are, and we will be focusing on sustainable, feeless, and instant digital money, nano. So can any one of you just unmute your microphone and tell me what is the very first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the word cryptocurrency? Can you just take a second to unmute yourself and tell me what is the very first thing that comes to you when you hear the word cryptocurrency?
Ma'am, Bitcoin, because it's the first and the biggest cryptocurrency.
Okay. Any other answers? I hope you can see my screen. Can you just acknowledge whether you can see my screen?
Yes, it's visible.
Yep. Thank you. Yep. Thank you. So yeah, please answer my question. Like, what is the very first thing that comes to you when you hear the word cryptocurrency? Of course, Bitcoin. Or is it the cryptocurrency and the regulation of official digital currency bill 2021, which is going to be press? Can you hear me?
மேம் நான் அந்த பாஸ்வேர்டு மாற்றல அதே பாஸ்வேர்டு தான் நான் மட்டும்தான் யூஸ் பண்ணேன் அப்புறம் நாங்கள் திருப்பி உங்கள் மொபைல் நம்பர் கேட்கும்ல
Cool. So, or is it the cryptocurrency and the regulation of official digital currency bill 2021, which is going to be presented in the winter session of the parliament? Or is it private cryptocurrencies? Or is it trading assets? Or is it Elon Musk and Tesla and sustainability? So I got the answer, Bitcoin. So any other answers from your side? No. So basically in the last few years, or especially in the last year, cryptocurrencies actually gained more mainstream popularity as global business leaders like Elon Musk or Jack Dorsey or Mark Cuban kind of began endorsing crypto on public forums. So before really jumping on to the basics of cryptocurrencies, I will just walk you through the agenda that I'm actually going to cover today. So I will be talking about cryptocurrencies. I will be introducing you to Nano, and I just want to kind of explain to you what problems does Nano solve, how Nano can be a solution, and how Nano is, is in the real world, and a little about the Nano Foundation and Q&A. So by the way, I'm Anina and Alexander. I'm actually the community lead for the Nano Foundation, and you might have heard the introduction, and that's me. Okay. So yeah, basically before really jumping into the basics of cryptocurrencies, Blockchain technology's core characteristics actually include decentralization or transparency or immutability and automation, right? So these elements can be applied to various industries, like it can create a multitude of use cases. So here are what it is believed to be the most pertinent blockchain use cases for enterprises or institutions and governments. So basically, it can actually range from securities, stock issuances, or logistics, digital identity management, artificial intelligence, and currency. So today, we are actually focusing only on its use case, which is as a currency. So basically, I just wanted to give you a disclaimer, which is basically do not kind of equate Bitcoin to blockchain, because cryptocurrencies or Bitcoin is just one of the use cases of blockchain. So you might have heard about blockchain and use cases in the previous sessions. So today I will be covering only one of its use case, which is as a currency. So again, a question for you. Can you just tell me what, according to you, is a cryptocurrency? Or what is a cryptocurrency in layman's term?
Ma'am, it is a decentralized currency that is issued through a peer-to-peer network, and no one particular ownership is there, and the currency is earned through mining.
Okay, got it. I will agree with you in a couple of points, and I kind of strongly disagree with you in other couple of points that you have just mentioned, and we can just cover it in in the upcoming slide. So basically, as you suggested, the term cryptocurrency is actually a combination of two words, which is cryptography and currency. So essentially, cryptography or cryptocurrency is actually a form of currency that kind of utilizes cryptography for secure transactions. So, and further, a cryptocurrency, as I completely agree to your point, that cryptocurrency serves as a digital or a virtual currency, which is not owned by or owned or controlled by a singular centralized entity, such as a bank. Okay, I completely agree with you on that point, but I will actually disagree with you on one of the points that you mentioned, which we will cover in our upcoming slides. Okay. So another question to you. Why do cryptocurrencies have value? So can anyone tell me why do cryptocurrencies have value, or simply just take the case of the paper piece which is in your pocket, the banknote or the currency denominations you have. Tell me how that piece of paper gained that value. Or at the other end of the spectrum, there are those that assert that gold is an asset with various intrinsic qualities that makes it unique and necessary for investors to kind of hold in their portfolios, right? So can anyone tell me how gold or that paper piece in your pocket kind of gained that value? They are basically a metal piece and a paper piece, right? So tell me how these kind of things have value or how they gain value.
Ma'am, we can say that because of the demand and the supply, they have limited supply for that particular item, and there is a demand for it. Uh, which the gap gives it its value, I can say.
Yep. So obviously, demand and supply determines the price. Okay. So what my question was, how they kind of gain that initial value. Like in earlier days, there were people who used to transact with gold coins, right? So my question is basically, gold coin is kind of a metal piece, or silver is just a metal piece, and how that particular metal piece has gained its initial value, or of course, supply is
It is
limited.
not available to all.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it is not easy to get it.
Okay.
Ma'am, it was instituted as a common value for exchange for transactions for transactions.
Exactly. So the basic thing I just wanted to cover is when kind of Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies kind of came to mainstream attention. A common question which was asked by investors or technocrats or politicians was, why is it valuable? Like the general notion or belief is that unlike traditional forms of currency, like you are aware, like traditional forms of currency like dollar or INR is actually backed by assets, right? So unlike that, Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are usually not backed by assets. It has been argued that cryptocurrencies have no intrinsic value, but according to financial systems, or in financial system, value is actually a shared belief or consensus. So value is not actually intrinsic to cryptocurrencies per se, or something has value if people believe that it does and if they are willing to transact using it. Of course, supply and demand, that's what the crux is. So something has value if people believe that that particular thing does and they are actually willing to transact using it. And the same is actually true for all precious metals, gold or hard cash or whatever it is. I hope you got my point.
Yes, ma'am.
So there is actually, for instance, if I'm taking the example of a hard cash, it can be argued that citizens of a country use cash to make payments as they hold a shared belief in the value which is assigned to that particular note. If I have a 10 rupee note, it is a belief that that particular note has a value which is assigned to it by the government. Like we could see the declaration by the Reserve Bank governor that this particular note, I assure you that the note bearer should be, kind of paid with, the goods or services which is having this value, right? So in case of cryptocurrencies, there are users sharing the belief that a certain crypto can be used as a currency, they automatically become valuable, their supply and demand increases, so the demand increases and eventually their value also increases. Okay. So yeah, so I just want to introduce you to nano. So has anyone in this meeting heard about nano before? Not about nanotechnology or something of that sort. Nano. I know that obviously when you hear about cryptocurrencies, the very first thing that comes to your mind will be Bitcoin. It will followed by Ethereum or whatever it is. I just wanted to know whether you have heard about nano.
Yes, ma'am. It's a type of data structure, I think.
Okay. Any other answers? Okay. So nano is basically, I will come to the data structure part. Okay. So nano is actually a decentralized, sustainable, and secure digital money, which is focused on addressing the inefficiencies present in the existing financial system. So I just wanted to give you a disclaimer that, of course, nano can be considered as a form of cryptocurrencies, but we at the Nano Foundation wanted to present nano as a new currency that happens to be digital. So we just don't want the notion of cryptocurrencies. We want nano to be presented as a global digital currency. And that is why nano is a new currency that happens to be digital, which is a decentralized, sustainable, and secure digital money, which is focused on addressing the inefficiencies present in the existing financial system. So another question to you. What do you think are the inefficiencies which is present in the existing financial system? You can take the global, financial landscape, and can you just address the inefficiencies which is present in the existing financial systems? Anything?
Ma'am, the currency, we talk about hard cash, it is difficult to store and maintain, and it is prone to damages. So that's a problem.
Okay. Any other inefficiencies? Like a simple question: how long do the international payments take? How long do international payments take? If you ever sent an international payment, you probably wondered about the international bank transfer times, right? So usually businesses increasingly rely on cross-border transaction and and it is really a need that payment should go through as quickly as possible. So any idea on how long do international payments take?
It takes, I guess, a few days to transact
Exactly.
internationally.
Okay. So usually international payments normally take between 2 to 5 business days to clear. And the time frame is totally dependent on where the funds are being sent to and the number of intermediary banks in between. So the more the financial institutions that the payment has to pass through, the longer will the transaction will take to clear. Okay. So basically that is one of the main inefficiencies, like the settlement time. right? Any other inefficiencies? Transaction cost, like if you are paying something through your credit card or Visa card or PayPal, you are incurring a transaction cost there, right? Why should you lose your hard-earned money for just, why are you actually giving your hard-earned money to a third party? Like you earned your cash and you are transacting that, or you are actually using that to buy something, and a certain percentage of that goes to a middleman such as bank or PayPal or whatever the intermediary that you're using, right? So this is also one of the inefficiency which is present in the existing financial system. So basically settlement time, transaction cost, and we can cover others as well. So just like cash in your pocket, if you're choosing to transact with Nano, your value, that is 100% of your value, will be transferred directly to the recipient. That means if you are actually sending 1 nano, you will receive 1 nano instantly and without the fees, without any fees across borders. No third party fees or no transaction fees. It is instant. If you are sending 1 nano, you will receive 1 nano instantly without fees. Okay. So this is Nano. Why Nano is created? Why was Nano created? So basically, I just mentioned about some of the inefficiencies present in the existing financial system, right? So if you're taking the global financial landscape, we could see that there are a lot of problems around sending and receiving money, or there are a lot of places in the world where, electronic banking is not allowed and bank is not accessible. So banking restrictions or banking hours or banking queues and lack of accessibility and things like hyperinflation, especially in South American countries like Brazil, and money printing. And basically we at Nano Foundation believe that people have the right on their own money because you have earned it. You are actually spending it without any restrictions. So that is the major problem that we are actually trying to solve, and Nano does it. So how Nano can be a solution? So Nano is actually designed to keep you or keep more of your money. Like we are aiming at financial independence that every human being actually deserves. And how Nano can be better than the cash in your pocket? It's your money. It's inflation resistant because, as you know, basically when cryptocurrencies kind of started up, they will have a threshold maximum supply, right? Like not all of them will be dispersed at, just like the case of Bitcoin. A lot of them are actually, attained using mining processes. And for Nano, we distributed all of them by a faucet, and the distribution is complete. So it is inflation resistant, and you can actually spend, send, and accept your payments 24/7 from anywhere around the world. And there is no hidden fees. It's fast, it's decentralized. So these are actually the advantages of Nano, and these are some of the inefficiencies that actually Nano tried to solve, which is present in the existing financial system. So when you are coming to Nano, I actually mentioned earlier that we are just trying to portray Nano as a global digital currency. So I'm just going to tell you how Nano is different to a cryptocurrency. Number one, it is not backed by any greed, because it is created by a not-for-profit organization called the Nano Foundation to empower equal economic opportunity. Nano is actually a currency, not an asset. We just don't want people to see Nano as a trading asset. We want people to know the true potential of Nano, and we want people to, drive awareness and adoption. And it's completely environmentally friendly. It doesn't rely on mining or any other energy intensive activities to hold its value. Nano has a negligible carbon footprint. So that is the point that I kind of disagreed earlier, because not all of them actually rely on a process called mining, because Nano supply is totally, we have completed our distribution. So you cannot create new coins, or new tokens or whatever you call it. So it is in circulation. So it is resistant to inflation, and there is no need for mining. And if you are trying to achieve consensus, we have something called open representative voting, which kind of eliminate proof of work completely, making it more environment friendly and sustainable, and it has got negligible carbon footprint. So this is nano. So any questions till now? I hope you understood what nano is all about, the ethos behind nano, and what problems did nano try to solve. Any questions till now? Okay, so can I proceed?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you might be wondering, okay, if that's the case, how is this possible? Like, what is so innovative about nano, which kind of enabled it to be fast, fearless, and sustainable? Okay, so to accomplish this goal, Colin, who is currently the director of the Nano Foundation, came up with a new architecture for nano. So basically, the crux is, in all other cryptocurrencies you could see, rather than having one big blockchain where everyone competes for space in the next block to be mined, nano kind of utilizes something called block lattice. Okay, so instead of competing for space, users usually add blocks to their own chain. They will broadcast this addition to the network. Okay, so I just wanted to give you one more disclaimer that I haven't included much technical details on this block lattice design or open representative voting, because my sole intention was to introduce you to nano and how nano works. And if you're really keen on exploring the block lattice design and the open representative voting consensus mechanism, feel free to ping me at any time, and I will be always happy to help. And after this session, I will drop my email ID in the chat box. If you're really interested to build something around it, or if you're really interested to more about this, you can actually ping me at any time, and I will try to facilitate it in the best possible manner. So yeah. So the basic thing is, instead of competing for space, users usually add blocks to their own chain, and they will broadcast this addition to the network. And nano actually combines something called open representative voting. So every nano holder, he actually votes for a representative using their nano balance. Anyone can be a representative, and anyone can change their vote at any time. And these representatives kind of confirm transaction as soon as they see a transaction, and which means that nano speed is mostly limited by internet connection and latency. And this is what allows nano network to confirm transaction within a second. So in usual scenarios in mining, energy is expended to be the first to mine the block, right? So in case if you have came across proof of work, I'm sure that you have came across proof of work and other consensus mechanism. And the basic principle is most of the energy is expended to the first time to mine a block, right? So in nano, there is no such competition because there are no mining rewards and no fees. The network is totally cooperative. And in mining chains, hardware resources are usually used for competition. In nano, energy available resources is used to confirm transactions as securely and quickly as possible. So maybe I can kind of explain open representative voting again. Like, in order to protect against double spending and civil attack, nano actually uses a unique consensus mechanism, which is called open representative voting. So in open representative voting, user selected representative nodes, they actually kind of vote on each transaction. And every node independently cements each transaction after seeing enough representative votes to achieve that quorum. So since nano transactions are kind of processed individually and kind of asynchronously, deterministic finality is kind of achieved in a short period of time, generally less than 1 second. So, and because nano accounts can kind of freely delegate their voting weights to representatives at any time, the users have more control over, they have the power with consensus and how decentralized the network is. So also you have to note that the delegation of voting weight does not mean staking of any fund. So nano doesn't, support staking, by its architecture. So you need not stake your funds. The account delegating can still spend all their available funds at any time without restriction. And this is actually the key advantage to the design of open representative voting. So with no direct monetary incentives for nodes, this kind of removes the emergent centralization forces for kind of longer term trending towards a decentralization of the network. So basically, Nano uses open representative voting with a unique architecture called block lattice to kind of achieve this things. Like it's feeless, fast, and environmental friendly. And this is the architecture behind this block lattice design, along with open representative voting consensus. And this is just a comparison of the energy usage. You could see on the right side one Bitcoin transaction. So this is actually the energy usage of one Bitcoin transaction, which is around 1726.51 kilowatts per hour. It is estimated that one Bitcoin transaction is equal to 15 million nano transactions. Of course, the statistics may change over time, but still, one Bitcoin transaction can be equated to almost 15 million nano transactions. So it has got negligible carbon footprints. So yes, just wanted to tell you how the initial distribution was made. You might have heard about ICOs, right? What is ICO? You might have heard about ICO in the history of Bitcoins and all. So tell me, what is ICO? Or tell me how Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrencies were distributed at first. Have you heard about initial coin offerings? Initial coin offerings?
That is it is one kind of fundraising method.
Mm-hmm. So basically, in order to distribute a particular token initially, they will either do, some of them kind of uses airdrops to kind of, to distribute that particular. Just a second. So some of them kind of uses airdrops to kind of initially distribute the coins, or some of them uses ICOs. And coming to Nano, it utilizes a captcha faucet system, which was intended to kind of distribute Nano as fairly and organically as possible, because it was actually opened on 2015. I think it was on October. The faucet actually required users to complete complex captcha tests to earn coins. So anyone with a computer could contribute time and attention instead of the less sustainable mining, which is associated with other projects. So they were just required to kind of solve captchas. So what they required was just a mobile phone, some time and attention to earn some Nano initially. So this choice to distribute by faucet kind of allowed Nano to be more accessible to those who couldn't buy mining hardware or invest in ICOs or initial coin offerings. And this unique approach was a great way to distribute Nano to people who had never used it before and help spread Nano more broadly across the world. So this was our, this was how we kind of first distributed Nano. So we used a captcha test to earn coins. Anyone with a computer could contribute time and attention instead of less sustainable, options or minings associated with other projects. And this is how we kind of, distributed our initial coins. So coming to Nano in the real world, I just wanted to show you a video. Just a second. Can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am. It is visible.
Yeah, just tell me whether you are able to hear this video or you are able to see this video.
This is Nano.
Can you hear this video?
Yeah.
Okay.
Both audio and video are good.
This is Nano. It's digital money that can be spent, sent, and accepted anywhere in the world. securely in a fraction of a second. No fees, no fuss. This is its symbol. Just like any other currency, Nano exists to be used every day in the real world. But unlike other currencies, Nano gives you total control of your money. To find out more about the first global currency, visit nano.org.
So yeah, basically we at Nano Foundation, just a second. So basically, we at Nano Foundation are committed to equal economic opportunity and believe that Nano, a currency to be spent, sent, and accepted as real money in the real world, is a first step. So unlike traditional cryptocurrencies, the Nano Foundation intends for Nano to be used and recognized as a real money, and therefore we are delighted to share with you the new currency sign and the ticker. So when nano as a currency sign, it actually aims to place nano in real world, just like dollar, yen, or naira. So we have a currency sign which aims to place nano in the real world, and the real world requires conformity to standards, which is recognized on a global level. So in nano's case, this means following the requirements set by ISO, which kind of develops and publish worldwide technical, industrial and commercial standards. And the alphanumeric code, that is XNO, you could see the ticker XNO here. So this is actually as per the requirements which is set by ISO for the universal representation of currencies, which allows Nano to join other globally accepted form of money with a standard symbol and a naming convention. And yeah. So what can I do with Nano right now? So you can actually send remittance payments from wallets, you can pay for jobs, you can buy gift cards, you can pay microtransactions, you can accept it in your online or real world shop, you can earn it for free, you can buy flights, you can buy online courses. Recently, Skill Factory Africa kind of started using Nano to kind of pay for their online courses, and there is so much. And what I wanted you to do is, can you all just go to hub.nano.org, 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 hub.nano.org. I can drop it in the chat, just a second. Can you all just go to hub.nano.org? So basically, when you go to hub.nano.org, it actually shows the entire Nano ecosystem. You could see the merchants who are actually accepting Nano. You could see the wallets where you can actually store. You could see the payment processes. You could see where you can actually trade Nano, where you can use Nano for gamings, the developer tools, faucets, the different ways to earn Nano, the charities accepting Nano, and the other services which accepts Nano. Maybe you could go to merchants and see the list of merchants that actually kind of receive Nano. Maybe you could buy a car using Nano, like Otacoin cars enable you to kind of purchase Tesla using Nano. Or you could actually book flight tickets with Travala.com. Skill Factory Africa, it kind of enables you to buy online courses with kind of, Nano. So these are the merchants. You could see other merchants here. You could just click to see the different merchants who are currently accepting Nano. And you could see wallets where you could actually store your, keys. Then you could see the payment solutions, like how you can integrate Nano to your business, like payment gateways or payment processes. Like you could Now Payments is actually Nano has been integrated by Now Payments, Simplex or CoinFi or MoonPay. So you could see that. Then how this can be traded, it is available in a variety of exchanges like Binance. You might have heard about Binance or CoinDCX or WazirX. You have a lot of ways to kind of trade nano, which could be seen here. Then different ways to earn nano, like you could just earn nano by watching some videos, or you could you could actually play something and you can earn nano. Like just imagine, you all might have kind of played Super Mario, right? So where you will be collecting some random gold coins, and just imagine a game where you will be collecting those coins and you will be getting nano back. So these are the different ways by which you can earn nano. There are plenty of different ways to kind of earn nano. And recently, 2Miners, which is one of the second largest Ethereum mining pool, kind of started accepting nano to, or they kind of started using nano to give payouts for their miners. So this is one of the very prominent use cases of nano. Then we can see the charities which are accepting nano, which is Human League, Fight for the Future, VNano, SOS, Children's Village. These are the different charities which are accepting nano, and you could see other services which are using nano here. So basically, this is all about the nano ecosystem. The entire nano ecosystem is actually portrayed in hub.nano.org. So I think it's the time to try some nano. So let's experience nano. Let's see whether it's fast, fearless, and environmental friendly. Of course, we cannot kind of measure whether it's environmental friendly or not right now, but we could kind of see whether it's fast and fearless. So what I also want you to kind of visit nano.org website. If I could post it in the chat, just take a second to explore nano.org. So this is nano.org. So you could see the different ways, like how you can try nano, how you can accept nano, the developer tools. We have got a very brand new sustainability page, the currency kit, news and resources, and of course, we are directing to Nano Hub from this page. So maybe you could take a second to explore the entire nano.org page, and after that, we could actually start to try nano. So basically, one more disclaimer is everything which is endorsed in this nano hub, it's not recommendation. They are just third-party things. So we are just we have just kind of included everything in a one place for just information purposes only. So they are not just recommendations. They are not recommendations. These are for educational or informational purposes only. So yeah, just take some time to explore nano.org, and after that, let's try nano. Let's actually acquire some free nano. Let's send it to your friend, and let's see how nano works. So what is the very first requirement to kind of send something to your friend? Like if you want to send some money, or have you ever tried to send something using cryptocurrencies or something of that sort? Like, have you done a transaction? Have you ever tried a crypto transaction or cryptocurrency transactions? Have you ever tried?
No, ma'am. I didn't actually.
Sorry?
I didn't try.
You didn't try. Okay, fine. So any others? Transaction using MetaMask or something of that sort? Got it. So the very first thing that you have to do while you are, going to transact is the very first thing is to get a wallet. So if you are going to try Nano or any other, cryptocurrencies, the very first thing to do is to get a wallet. Okay. So maybe since all of you will be in your laptop, I suggest you to go to Nault. Okay. So can you all just take a second to navigate to Nault, please? The very first step is to acquire a wallet. So these are not recommendations. So since I just wanted you to kind of experience a nano transaction. So for that purpose, maybe you could select any wallets. But since all of you are actually attending this session from your laptops, maybe you could use Nault wallet. Okay. So maybe you could navigate to Nault. Can you please do this with me? Just go to nault.cc. So this is actually a wallet for Nano, which is an open source wallet for Nano. So can you all just take a second to navigate to nault.cc?
Yeah, I'm on that page, ma'am.
Okay. Hope everyone is in that page. So the very first thing is you are actually going to configure a wallet. Okay. So maybe you could you can just hit configure wallet. Okay. And you could see a lot of options there. There is an option to create a new wallet. Of course, you might be aware of hardware wallets like Ledger Nano S. So if you have hardware wallet, you have an option to plug that hardware wallets here. You can just choose this option, use Ledger Nano S or Nano X. You might have heard about Ledger Nano, right? Hardware wallet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you are having some thing on your hardware wallets, you could just plug in there. Or if you have already used Nault, you might have heard about seed phrases or mnemonic phrases, right? So if you already know your, seed phrases, you could use that option. And since I believe that all of you are new to Nault, so I recommend you to hit new wallet. New wallet. So please ensure that you are doing this with me. Just hit new wallet. And the very next thing that you have to do is you have to set a wallet password, which should be confidential. Okay. So maybe you can use a strong password, which is not really, crackable. So you can actually set a valid password. And you can hit next. So you will be getting a mnemonic phrase now. Okay. So basically, this mnemonic phrase is necessary if you want to access your wallet. So if you lost your mnemonic phrase, your Nano is lost, or your any other crypto. Like if you are using MetaMask, you will be having a a mnemonic phrase, right? So if you lost that, or if you lose it, you won't be able to access that wallet again. So this mnemonic phrase or mnemonic seed is really important. And what I recommend you to do is you have to copy the seed and mnemonic phrase somewhere and keep it in a safe place. Okay. So maybe what you could do is you could copy your secret recovery phrase somewhere, and you can just, you can just jot it down anywhere. So
shall I copy both seed and mnemonics?
If you want, yeah. If you do that, it would be great. these are the two different things which gives you access to your wallet. So keep it safe. So you have to make sure that you have secretly backed up your recovery seed and recovery mnemonic, or you could just, whatever. And I hope you are at this point right now. And yeah, let's create a wallet now. Create a wallet. Yep, it's as simple as that. You just created a wallet right now. Okay. So basically, you could see your account details here. Maybe you could see view accounts here. And this will be your public key, or just like your bank account number, your account will be having your bank account number, right, which is your public key or your public address, which enable anyone to transfer money to your bank account, right? So this will be your public key, and that mnemonic seed will be your private key, where only you have the access to that. Got it? So you have your account set up, you have your wallets, you have your account right now, but the balance right now is 0. Okay. So as I mentioned earlier, we have an option to get some nano for free, negligible amount for free, to just let you, realize the speed of this nano transaction. So what I recommend you to do is you just go back to Nano Hub, you just go to faucets, you just go back to hub.nano.org and just hit faucet. Okay, so I hope everyone is following me. You just go to faucets and you could see n number of options to gain some nano for free. So you could actually use any of these options. So for time being, I'm just using free nano faucet. So it will actually enable you to kind of get some free nano or nano for free. So what I recommend you to do is you just go back to your NALT, wallet. You just copy your public address from here, which is, as I mentioned earlier, it's actually similar to your bank account. Your account number is the one that you gives to your friends to transfer money, right? So just copy your public address and just just give it here and just hit get nano. So it will tell you that nano has been sent to this particular address. Let's go back and see whether we have received any nano. Yes, we have received 0.000012 nano. Earlier it was 0, and now you have 0.000012 nano. Hope everyone acquired some free nano.
Ma'am, where can I find the address of my nano?
Like you had an option called view details, right?
Yeah, 1 minute.
You in your wallet, there was something in a green button called view details. If you hit that view details, you will be redirected to this particular page, and you could see your account, public address here. You can just copy it and you can just paste it over there. Anyone else is having any trouble in accessing this wallets and acquiring some nano for free? I just wanted to confirm everyone kind of acquired some nano for free.
Ma'am, actually, I'm using in mobile. So
So
I'm
if you are
unable to
using in
find.
mobile, you won't be able to access NOT. You have to use Natrium.
Okay.
I think so. If it's actually there in Trinano, maybe if you want to get some wallets, you would see all the wallets here. And if you are in Android or something of that sort, you could use Natrium, and of course Nolt is there, but I think Natrium would be great for mobile. I'm not sure.
Ma'am, how can we convert nano to hard cash?
Yeah, I will come to it. No worries. We haven't finished it yet. Maybe after that, I can actually kind of explain to you how this fiat off on ramps can be done, if that's okay.
Sure.
Okay. So I just wanted to ensure that everyone got some nano for free. Can you just acknowledge that, please?
Yes, I got it.
Cool. Any others? Are you facing any trouble in kind of, Can you just acknowledge, please, so that I can move to my next phase? Can you just okay, got it. Yeah. So I hope you have acquired some free nano, and just like Etherscan, nano is also having a lot of block explorers. Maybe you could use nano crawler. Just type nano crawler. Either you can actually find it in Nano Hub, or you can use nano crawler to kind of explore your block. So maybe I could post it in the chat. Just a second. It's just like a block explorer, okay? So if you are pasting your public address here in this crawler, I just copied my public address and I just pasted it in this crawler. And if I'm searching it, it gives every details about my transaction. Like I just received my transaction now, from where I received that particular amount of nano. I just got it from freenanofaucet.com, and the amount that I got, the amount that I received, and the date and timestamp. So this is just like your Etherscan, or just like a block explorer. Got it? Yep. So next, let's send this nano to someone. Okay, so if you want to send your nano to someone, what you have to do is you can just hit the send button here. Okay, just hit the send button, which is in the left hand side of your thing. So if you have any questions, can you please so instead of posting it in the chat, it would be great if you could unmute yourself and say, because since I'm sharing the screen and I'm in a different screen, I cannot come back to this main chat to see whether it is being it's been thing. So yeah, so if you want to send this now, you just hit the send nano here, and you could select the account from which you want to send nano, and you can select the address to which you want to send nano. So what you can do is, if you could actually post your public address here, so or whatever, like you're not supposed to it's not recommended, but still, if you want to see, or if someone of you are really near to each other, or if you could post your public address here, what you could do is you could just copy the other person's address here and say it's whatever it is. You could paste it here. You can choose the amount to be sent and just hit send nano. And you could see that if you send 1 nano, the recipient will also get 1 nano without any fees. That means 100% of your value will be transferred. You got my point? You got my point?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So if you could, if you are able to get your recipient address from anywhere, or if you have any friends over here, you could just ping them and ask for their, public addresses. You could actually paste it over there. You can choose the amount to which amount by which you want to send it to that person. And if you are hitting the send nano button, you could see that that particular amount is reflected in the receiver's, end within a fraction of a second, and it will be the 100% transfer of value. Like if you are sending nano, the other person also receive 1 nano without any fees. So this is all about nano. So if you want to try, you can try. You could just ask your friend, or you can just ping your friend and ask for their public addresses and see whether it's working. So this is the, just a second. Yeah, so this is just a screen capture from hub.nano.org, where you will find everything related to nano in a single place. You could see merchants or wallets or merchant solutions, trading, gaming, developer tools, faucets, different ways to earn nano, and the charities which are accepting nano right now. Then we have another very interesting application, which is called vNano, which is basically a Pokemon Go of the crypto world. So vNano is basically a wallet with an AR treasure hunt experience, which enables you to spend, transfer, share, and even earn your nano. So if this was if this was a physical meetup or a physical FDP, I could have dropped a spot in the college in which you are right now, and you could have claimed that nano right now. Like you could actually physically go to that location and you could actually claim some nano for free. So this is basically like a Pokemon Go of the crypto world, and its name is vNano Business. Sorry, its name is vNano, which enables you to kind of earn, spend, and send your nano for free. And a little bit about the nano community. Nano is having a large online global presence, and it is often cited as the second most active community after Bitcoin. So maybe you could see our community presence in Twitter, Reddit, or Discord. We have a very good, very energetic and active Reddit channel. We have a Discord channel. We have a Telegram group. We have regional Telegram groups. We have an official Twitter page. We have Facebook page, and we have almost 300 plus direct push notifications reach. And another important thing I just wanted to bring to your notice is we have recently launched a community program in early September, where we have a group of ambassadors and community managers, and they are actually doing a great job in order to spread awareness about nano. They are actually working on some outreach activities, and some of them are really keen on translating stuff from English to their regional languages, because language is always a barrier to entry, right? So they are actually.
Your voice is breaking, ma'am.
Oh, I'm sorry. So yeah, so we actually launched. Is it okay right now?
Now it's okay.
Okay, thank you. So recently we have launched a nano community program on early September, where we have a group of ambassadors and community managers, and they are really enthusiastic. They are really a group of enthusiastic community managers and ambassadors, and they are doing their best to spread the word, to drive awareness and adoption. Like they are engaged in a handful of activities. Like some of them are really interested in translation. As you all know, language is really a barrier to entry, and some of them are really working on translations of official documentation, or not official documentation. Maybe they are working on nano article translations, basic materials about nano, and some of them are working with outreach activities. Some of them are really interested in onboarding merchants and nonprofits. So we are really proud of a community. And one more thing is, our community is driven by pure passion. So I'm really proud of the community in which I'm a part of, and the nano community has a large online global presence, and it is often cited as the second most active community after Bitcoin. So this is actually it's actually a photograph from the nano meetup, which was organized by Nano Africa. And a little about Nano Foundation. So Nano Foundation really revolves around the idea of making money more efficient And the foundation does this by nano protocol development and some of the supporting services. And the goal is to empower as many people as possible to control their money, to make decisions on their money, and to be able to transact in different economies all over the world. So we are right now into protocol development and supporting services. And yeah, so this is all about Nano Foundation. And if you take a second to visit the Nano Foundation page in nano.org, you will be getting more information on stuff like that. Yeah. So with this, I am actually winding up my session. So now, if you have any questions, or if you are really interested to know more about Nano, I know that I haven't covered any. I just went through some of the technical terms like block lattice and open representative voting. Open representative voting. So if you are really keen to know more about Nano, the basic architecture, or how you can get involved with Nano, feel free to ping me at any time. I'm dropping my email ID here in the chat, nina@nano.org. nina@nano.org. And I'm the community lead for the Nano Foundation. And if you are really keen on knowing any further details on Nano, feel free to ping me at any time, and I will be always happy to help. And I will also try to facilitate it in the best possible manner. So it's time. It's time for any. If you have any questions, you could.
Which consensus mechanism is used in Nano?
Yeah, that's what I mentioned earlier. It's called open representative voting.
Open representative.
Yeah. So it's actually open representative voting. So you want me to explain it, or basically?
A little bit, because first time I have.
Okay. Yeah. Usually that's what I mentioned earlier. Like all of you might be familiar with proof of work or proof of stake and all sorts of consensus mechanism. And it's really the time to kind of choose innovative ways. And I think Bitcoin have been an amazing vehicle towards innovation, but its negative impact on sustainability and environmental change. And if you could actually bring about some innovation, and if we can find a way to remove this kind of things, remove this kind of bad impact or negative impact on environments and settlement times. And I personally believe that if you don't take more, if you are taking just a second. Sorry, if we are making more efforts to kind of to bring about new innovative consensus mechanism like ORV, it won't actually harm the environment, right? So basically, Nano protocol uses open representative voting. With in open representative voting, user selected representative nodes votes on each transaction, and kind of every node independently cements each transaction after seeing enough representative who are voting to achieve this quorum. So this is how ORV works. And if you are really keen to know more about this, feel free to ping me at any time, and I will be always happy to help.
For achieving security, what kind of algorithm can be used?
For achieving security, you mean spam resistance?
You have mentioned public and private key pairs are used.
Yeah, that's actually based on the wallets that you are using, right? Or that completely depends upon if you are actually worried about the spam resistance. Of course, we do have algorithms for that, but still, if you are concerned about the security of the wallets, that is completely dependent on the wallet that you're using.
Okay, ma'am, I have a question.
Yeah.
You told us that the question is how the consensus will be defined. Means, for example, in our cryptocurrency, we do this mining process for this validating this transaction. But what is the process here in this Nano?
Okay. So in order to protect against this double spending and civil attacks,
Yeah.
Nanos uses actually a unique consensus mechanism called open representative voting, or ORV. And here, user selected representative nodes actually vote on each transaction, and every node independently cements each transaction after seeing enough representative votes to achieve that quorum. So since nano transactions are processed individually and asynchronously, so deterministic finality is achieved in a short period of time, typically less than 1 second. And because nano accounts can freely delegate their voting weight to representatives at any time, the users have more control over who has power with consensus and how decentralized the network is. And and as I mentioned earlier, like in proof of stake and all, you have to stake your assets, right? But here, if you want to delegate the voting weight, or if the delegation of voting weight does not mean staking of any funds, the account delegating can still spend all their available funds at any time without restriction. And this is one of the key advantages of this ORV.
Okay, so ma'am, I can nominate any person for the voting.
Exactly, with some voting weights.
Okay.
But if you want to know more about it, just give me a ping. I will be always happy to help.
Sure,
and I will be always, if you want to know more about it, I can explain to you in a more technical and a detailed way. Just leave me a message in Anina@nano.org, and I will be always happy to help.
Sure, I will, because I am interested in knowing this thing.
I'm glad that
Ma'am,
you
send it in chat.
are interested. Yep.
Okay,
Your
thank
contact details.
Sorry.
Send your contact details in
Yeah,
chat,
I
ma'am.
just sent it in chat right now. Maybe I can send it again.
Yeah, ma'am, it's there. Nano.org.
Somebody asking about computing power and storage size.
About computing power and storage size of what?
Nano related technology.
Nano node. So basically, coming to this storage size or computing power, if it's actually a network of computers, right? So if your computer is the transaction speed and all other sorts of things actually work with the work, it totally depends upon the nodes that you are using. So if you are using more powerful nodes.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Ma'am, what is the database is used in Nano, ma'am?
Databases.
Yeah, because as the number of nodes is increasing.
Basic data structure, that's what unique about block lattice design. I have mentioned about a design called block lattice, right? So what it does is, like, apart from, just a second. So here what it does is, if you are taking the example of any other cryptocurrencies, or if you are taking if you could take Bitcoin in particular, every other cryptocurrencies, they are having one big blockchain where everyone competes for space in the next block to be mined, right? But instead, Nano actually uses something called block lattice, where instead of competing for space, users will be adding blocks to their own chain, and they will be broadcasting it to the network. So what it results in is, like, it will actually kind of results in lesser transaction times.
Ma'am, as in cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, it takes minimum 10 minutes to add a block.
Yeah.
So how much time?
Yeah. It settles in less than 1 minute, 1 second.
1 second.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
Transactions per second for settlement time for Bitcoin transaction is, I think, 7 minutes to 10 minutes. I'm not sure about the statistics. That is why I have mentioned earlier that nano transaction is really fast. It's feeless, and it's secure, and it's environmental friendly. It is instant, and that is why if you are sending a transaction to another address, it will actually reflect it instantly, right? So that actually indicates your settlement time.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
So if you have any questions, just drop me a message, and I will be always happy to help.
Is there any queries?
Hello, ma'am.
Yep.
Ma'am, suppose if you want to contribute and if you want to part of that nano community, means what we should do for that?
Awesome. So I'm basically the community lead for the Nano Foundation. I'm taking care of this community outreach and community involvement. So if you are looking, you have n number of ways to contribute to the Nano ecosystem. Like as a community member, you could always help with running events or meetups where you could actually educate people on the potentials of nano in general, and you could help them to experience nano. That is number one. Maybe you could be a part of translation and other sorts of activities where, as I mentioned earlier, language is great. It's a great barrier to entry, right? So maybe you could help with translations as well. And we have a brand new community program where we will be inviting ambassadors and CMs to help with us. So, and if you are really interested in coding aspects, you could definitely help our coding. You could definitely help us with the supporting services and everything of that sort.
Thank you, ma'am.
So maybe if you want to take a look at the nano code base, just a second. Let me try. You could, it's completely open source. You could see just a second. So you could see the roadmap, everything over here. So maybe you could take a look and you could see the repositories, roadmaps, and everything over there. And if you're really interested to join our discussion forums, just a second. So if you want to really take part in all the active discussions, you could come to our Reddit page, which is, just drop it here, just a second. This is our Reddit page. And if you are keen on joining our Discord server, you could join it here. And if you are interested in following our Twitter page, you could do it here. So these are the different resources. Or if you can visit nano.org, you could find a lot of ways through which you can connect with us. And it's, you could be a part of, the nano ecosystem.
Thank you so much.
So one more thing, if you could share your experience, like if you have gained an interest in nano, or if you have learned something new, or if you have, if you got really interested with this, it would be great if you could, I think you would be using LinkedIn or something of that sort. So if you could just post it there, it could also help to reach the word organically to many of them. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, it's a silly question. How can I log out from my account in the node.cc?
Just a second. Oh, sorry. So it's just like if you can close it, you just close it. If you are trying to log in again, you are required to log in with your seed phrase.
Okay, so when I close it, it will be automatically logged out.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I was telling. If you could share your experience in LinkedIn or any other social media platforms, that would be great, because LinkedIn and Twitter is a platform which could encourage a lot of organic activity. And if you could share your experience with Nano today, it would be really helpful for others to at least know what Nano is all about. Like, just my basic intention is to spread awareness about Nano and what Nano is all about, and the basic problems that Nano is trying to solve. And if you could also take part in that thing, that would be great. So any other questions? No.
Participants, any feedback for this session, please?
So if you have any feedbacks?
Madam, very good morning.
Good morning.
I am Sharada, Professor and HOD of Computer Science and Engineering, Institute of Road and Transport Technology.
Hi, ma'am.
Really, today's morning session is really a wonderful and awesome session, ma'am.
Thank you.
Haven't experienced such a great presentation so far.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I think even you can, if we extend this concept of exploring this nano to our students, then it will be great.
I would love to do so, because basically the time frame given was really short. Like, if I want to explain more technically, I need more time. Like, I'm pretty sure that when someone hear about cryptocurrencies, the very first thing that comes to their mind is Bitcoin and proof of work things, right?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to kind of introduce an entirely different concept called Nano, what Nano is trying to solve, and only after that I will be able to get into the technical aspects of it, right? So to me personally, the time was really limited. I have to wind it, and I was supposed to wind it in 1 hour or 1 hour 15 minutes. So time was really a barrier and a constraint. So that's why I keep on saying, if you want to know more about this Nano, or if you want to explore this ORV, or if you want to explore the block lattice design, feel free to ping me at any time, and I could be always happy to help.
Definitely, madam.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Any other
Thank you,
feedback?
ma'am.
Yep, thank you. So feel free to share your experiences in LinkedIn as well. So that would be great if you could do that, so that you can also be a part of spreading awareness and adoption. And definitely, I look forward for that. So
Okay,
thank you so
ma'am.
much.
Thank you, ma'am, for your informative session. We have gained knowledge about cryptocurrencies and introduction to nano issues with the existing financial system. And also we can acquire knowledge about how do we create nano and send nano to somebody. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So one more thing, I just wanted to affirm that all the things that you have seen in hub.nano.org is just recommendations. Sorry, it's not recommendations. They are just for informational purposes. So, yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Bye. Have a great day. Thank you.
Madam, next session time.
Okay, participants, next session starts at 11:15 a.m. Now, participants may leave the session and join the session at 11:15 a.m. I will post the feedback link in the chat box just to fill the Google forms. Thank you.